Welcome to Ice in the Bible, Winter Gathering, week number 6, a-bun-dance. The question for today is, what needs to happen for unconditional sharing of necessities? We had some awesome discussion. What if the world no longer had currency and one law was made upon all the lands? No one owns anything, share all necessities. No different than your mother saying that all the kids need to share all their toys, right? So without any systems in place that control currency, this means a major portion of the population will now be available to ensure there's enough necessities for everyone. While we, the overabundant labor, which is misappropriated, we are the gold, and we are already overproducing as we have inventory everywhere. We're going to get into some of that detail on how much inventory we have, and it's just all sitting there waiting for us. So the labor does everything. I mean, everything. So I'm glad you could join us today as we imagine our way into the inevitable one world community. Not one world order, it's one world community. We're already doing it. We're just somehow not seeing it that's being done that way. So just a quick reminder that the eclipse, aka the love induction, and when the moon passes the node. So the eclipse is going to be on September 17th, and this is 7 a.m. Windsor time. It's going to be exact. And then when the moon passes the node, so if you take notes, let me know if some things wouldn't work out for you on February the 18th, and that's 1 a.m. Windsor location time, because I'm noticing more and more that when the electronics or something does not want to work out, the moon is aligned with the nodes or in square with it or another aspect. So again, the application energy follows on the 20th, right? Because we got Saturn aligned with Neptune, right? And of course, Lilith is transiting by tomorrow and the next day. So if you get abundance signs, you'll know that because Lilith does that. Lilith is the Santa Claus, temptations versus gifts. So that alignment of Saturn and Neptune is happening on February 20th. Well, the last time it happened, they actually went in retrograde in 1, 2, 3 times. Okay. And what happened during that time frame? Well, we had the Exxon Valdez oil spill. Okay. Because we're doing that thing for the wrong use of energy, what we're doing with oil. Right. So that was being cleaned up, so to speak, exposing itself. In June 4th, 1989, the Tiananmen Square protests was going on. And then, you know this one, on November the 9th, the fall of the Berlin Wall. So that's the kind of things that's going to happen when we have that energy in the sky. It's always showing us. And of course, this time here, we know this is part of fall of Babylon, the imminent fall of Babylon, that it's coming, it's happening, and we're going to one world peace, 100%. And so the next item will happen again 35 years later. Okay, so it's about 35 roughly. It depends on if it's going inside and out. So this happens all the time. What's different this time is we're through a phoenix rising, so it's going to be special, this energy. It gets amplified. And so further on from the eclipse, when the sun passes the north node, so again, so not only then when we're tracking when the moon passes, but the sun passes. And at that exact moment, it's rising. So the black hole, the north node, and the sun will rise exactly where? In the east for California coastline. So lots going on in the sky at that time. We've got Ceres, abundance, right? Because Ceres is also the harvester of, relationships, right? Chiron, the wounded healer, right near Mary, which is on the California coastline. So I just thought I'd share those things with you, so this way you know what happens. So while I'm doing this, and I start saying about, don't forget to remind that on the 12th and the 13th, Lilith goes by Neptune and Saturn, which is the abundance. Lilith is the abundance. A cat walks by in front of the house. Exactly when Lilith was rising, because Lilith is the cat, and exactly when the part of fortune, something's being birthed with Juno, this is Mary Magdalene on Vega, the star Vega, in law. So the cat's saying to you, take note of what's happening around you right now. The clues are all there. You're being shown what you need to see. So this stuff is happening in the sky, folks, and it is beautiful. So abundance is upon us. So this is further to what we talked about last week, Lilith aligning with the sun on April the 30th. So just make a mental note of that. Make a mental note around April the 30th, what's happening in your life as we approach there, especially as we approach April 15th, which is when the sun aligns with Mary at that California coastline, okay, on 15th, which is the true Easter, when the mother rises with the sun on the east. And then Lilith will align the sun on April the 30th. And there's a whole lot of money. That's when Canada's announcing like $115 billion in bonds they're going to sell. Well, they're just printing more monopoly money. They're trying to fix the game. So any abundance of labor. So what if I told you that we are mismanaging the people who are working, let alone those whom are not working, feeding the system we don't need, protecting interests in systems we don't need. So look at these numbers. So I had AI go through and look at where all the people are doing what. Agriculture, 5% of the people. Education, 3%. Construction and infrastructure, 10%. Manufacturing, 12%. Health and leisure, 8%. Transportation and logistics, 7%. The rest is non-essential. This is all in banking and finance, insurance, government and administration, tax systems, legal and compliance, corporate administration, marketing and advertising, mine. I want to make more money than everybody else. Investment management, large portfolios, office. So all these people are doing this to feed itself. So if we eliminate all these features of non-sharing, we have 55% of the population, working population, free to produce more abundance than we already have. And trust me, folks, there is way more abundance than you can shake a stick at. So this is a pie chart of it. And of course, I got the little girl with the abacus because she can even figure out that we're not doing it right. All right. Non-essential, more than half the population. And these estimates were based on I took the higher end of every one of these when I put them over here. So this is very conservative. And if somebody wanted to argue that these are higher, you can still, how much is you're going to really lower this number? So that's of the working population. So remember, the legal system is perpetuating karma. Nothing happens to you unless it's not meant for you. No one can stop anything from happening unless you do the work. So people have this fallacy that I need law, we need lawmakers because something might happen to me. No, it's not true. So we have way too much inventory. Think about, I was going to do a slide on this, but I just mouth over it. Look how many grocery stores are popping up and they're flooding the shelves instantly because they book the profit as soon as they put it on the shelves. So we have overabundance. We have an overabundance of food and everything else. If we shut down all the systems that self-feed each other, we'll still have so much if nobody went to work whatsoever. But everybody's going to keep going to work. We already are. But when you take the 55% out, that means everybody can work less than half of what they're working now and overproduce what we need, which we're already doing. There is overabundance. Just looking at personal transportation. The world population, 8 billion. Adults after removing the children and non-drivers about 6 billion. People who actually drive, 1.5 to 2 billion. Total motor vehicles worldwide, 2 billion. So we got a surplus there for sure. Motorcycles and scooters worldwide, 600 million. Vehicles and inventory, millions. Waiting to be sold, millions. It's probably underestimated. Vehicle usage, 5%. No different than when Cece, you're talking about all the tools. If you take a snapshot of all the personal vehicles right now, they're not moving. They're not even moving. We have an overabundance of, but the thing is that a lot of us is going to work to self-feed the system that we don't need. So you can stay home, right? So we won't need cars. We have this in our community video. Like, where are we going? Look at these roads on top of roads on top of roads on top of roads. This is in China, but I've been in California. Like, you get dizzy when you're going over top of all the other roads. It's like, somebody, a salesman comes up to you and says, hey, if you go to work, you can buy a car. What for? So you can get to work. Well, stay home. And if you go to work, we can build roads so we can ship your food from somewhere else. Again, stay home. So thanks the stars that we are actually getting out of this catch-22. We're building a system that needs self-sustaining, that doesn't need to be in our world, so we can self-sustain. So if you can please keep this in mind while you approach abundance energy today, tomorrow, and Friday, and all the way leading up to the April the 30th with Lilith lines with the sun. Make the abundance look like we're sharing everything, not even barter. We can overproduce where we don't have to worry about bartering, because barter still thinks I own this, so I'm going to give this to you. No, we're already bartering our labor around the world. We just provide for the whole, and we're overproducing. And now more than half the population is going to come out of the workforce to share in this abundance that we've overpopulated, and everything is ours. So that being said, have a look. Picture environments and communities where you're able to live, each house is 40 feet apart with community centers in the middle, restaurants everywhere, growing all your food that 100 acres can overproduce for the 84 homes that are there. So now you can start giving to the next neighborhoods because you don't need it all. It's all totally possible, and it's going that way. And just one quick reminder, there's a group, I'm not sure if it's all worldwide, but there's a group in Canada really pushing February the 15th as White Flag Day, February the 15th. So I created this just for fun, and I left this at Celeste Cafe. Take, read, give. So you take this flag, and you can put a note, any kind of note of what's actually transpired, visualized. The world is now in peace. And then, take it and pass it on. So write a beautiful special message. If you feel inclined to do this for February 15th, make a white flag, or write something on it, or not write something on it. Just wave it around, because we're going there, one world peace. And that's all I have for today.